Hello guys, my name is Adrian. I have with me two ladies, Megan and Brittany, and we're going to discuss the advantages and the limitations of counseling and opening up a private practice. So basically I have come to them and I'm thinking about opening my own practice, and I just wanted to get you guys' feedback and thoughts of what do you think, like Brittany, what do you think would be the advantages of me opening up my own practice?
I think you have a lot of autonomy in your hours and in the location that you're choosing.
Yeah, but again, you have to be available for people that, you know, that want to come see you. A lot of people work during the day, so do you actually have autonomy in the hours that you choose?
True.
That's what I was thinking too, because having a private business, and that's refers to anything. I mean, you're always working in that business. You know, even when you're off work, you're still doing your advertisement. One counselor that I recently spoke to, and I asked this question to him, and he said the first 2-3 years is like the hardest. He said you make no money, and you're basically you're opening up websites. He said the most important thing is for getting a good website, because most of the clients you're going to get is from the website, because nobody knows you.
So can you have like health insurance, like extended health insurance? Can you bill them directly, or like
no? Like he said that he only had a college degree. And then I think he said that you have to be like a PhD to get extended health, to get coverage, and I think you have to be in a firm.
Yeah.
As a private practice, there's a few things that you have to do in order to get clients from extended health.
And do you also have to like specialize in certain areas too? Like specialize in treating OCD or in any anxiety so you can get a clientele, or?
Well, if a private practice, I don't think you'd have to specialize, but yeah, I mean, your chances of, you know, you want to target your clientele. So if you addictions,
see, that can be difficult too, because then as your private practice, you're limiting who you can have come in. You're kind of limiting the clientele that will be available to you, because if they can only come to you if you're specializing in, like, say, addictions, then you'll just have the people that are going through addiction issues and not necessarily all the other stuff like depression, and, you know, because then they have to find somebody else to go to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and I imagine it'd be quite expensive to start a practice.
Well, another thing that he mentioned was the first couple years you're not making money. That first of all, you need to open an office, because you need to bring clients somewhere.
Yeah, so you have to rent a space.
Yeah, he said that he rented a space, or he rented a room from an existing practice. But if you're not able to do that, then you're going to have to pay rent for nothing. So in the first couple of years, he said the first year he made $12,000, but his overhead was like $30,000.
Oh, so you.
Yeah, he said you lose a lot of money in taxes, but then once you get past that point, and then word of mouth starts picking up, and you start being recognized in the community, then business will start picking up.
So it's kind of nice because you get to be like an entrepreneur and do your own thing, for sure. That's a bonus. And then you can kind of lead your theories like the way that you want to counsel. You're not really obligated by anybody to, I mean, other than following your standards of practice and stuff as a counselor, but you're not obligated to like hold a certain theory. You can go with what feels good for you and what you feel is going to be beneficial to the client.
But then also, being in a private practice, you are kind of responsible for your clients in a sense, right? You have that commitment to them. So are you able to say, okay, I want to travel Europe, I'm going to take off a month, and maybe some clients can go without a session, but what if there is some that require maybe like a weekly thing? What do you do with them?
Or even if they need to have a crisis and they need to get a hold
Yeah,
of
exactly.
someone.
And you know, basically you're on 24-hour call, right? What happens then? Is you're private, you don't have a partner to support you and take over. Like, do you contract it to another service, or
yeah, I guess you would have to have like an emergency
some kind
phone
of a
number
backup
and give
plan.
them like the 911
yeah, in case
and other phone numbers and resources.
This is it. And I guess that would be probably one of the disadvantages, because you'd be a bit restricted with your freedom.
And
Yeah.
same with technology. You're gonna have to make a website and call and have a secretary in your first year. How to make appointments and book them.
Yeah, unless you know, or you have to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because if you have a secretary, that's an extra pay. You know, you have to pay.
So have to be good with technology then.
I think
business.
I think the benefit though too is that a lot of clients now are not happy with like our BC mental health care, and in order like getting resources and stuff. So you know, there's a lot of people that are starting to pay for these services. On the flip side though, we have people that are needing mental health services that can't afford it. So how would we go about like making those people more aware or be able to service those needs?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, if I go back to this guy that I spoke with in the beginning, he charged $30 an hour for counseling.
Oh.
But that's because who's gonna pay him $100? He's not established. He's not known. You know, he's the new guy on the block. And if you compare prices, if he was competitive with his pricing, I mean, he might not get no clients. So to establish him, he had to lower.
So are you willing to take that cut?
I think if I was honest about opening my private practice and want to do it by myself, I would be aware that I have to take a loss in the first couple of years with the overhead, creating the website, not having clientele, offering lower rates to attract clientele. These are things that I would definitely have to take on because that's part of it.
And even maybe continuing education to stay up to date
Oh, of
with
course.
what's happening, and if you want to specialize or get your PhD to go up further.
Yeah, I don't know if they're... I mean, I think it really depends on the individual who prefers, but I think working in a firm with several, you know, counselors also has its advantages. So I'm not really, it's tough, you know, because they're both pros and cons to both situations.
Well, I think it's very...
Adrian, I have a question about opening your private practice. What happens if like a big established counseling firm just opens up right next door to your brand new counseling?
Well, I mean, as a free market, there's nothing I can do. Obviously, that probably would be a disadvantage if there was other counseling services in the area. But it also I could use it as an advantage that clients are coming by or getting word of mouth for that company and they see my business. But my biggest kind of thing as I was thinking about it is when we're doing nursing, one of the biggest things even at clinical is we have supervision. We're under supervision. So when we're doing our competencies, right, somebody is giving us feedback saying, oh, well, correct this, and then we can correct it to become better. But having your own practice, nobody's going to watch you. When you're in a session, nobody's going to tell you that, hey, listen, your bias, or you got to check your awareness. No one's going to be able to tell you to tune into that. So you might reinforce and develop these kind of bad behaviors.
So I guess it's all dependent on if you have clients that feel that the service wasn't up to par and they complain to a regulating body as well.
Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of, I guess there would be an investigation, a follow-up of that, kind of like an audit. But yeah,
Not
I
even
think
that, you have like the issue with that too is you have no one to turn to. So if you're having difficulties or you need to vent, I mean, you can really easily burn out having your own
vent to your partner and debrief. One of the things about debriefing when there's like a crisis that happened at work or something, and for us as a private counseling, who do we debrief to?
Yeah, because you got to be careful about confidentiality. You can't run home and be like, it's
told
wife,
your buddies,
what happened?
hey, you need to, plus you need to talk to people on the same level so they understand,
I guess that's why probably a lot of counselors seek counselors.
And then some of those things I was thinking that really kind of thought, who would be observing me? I mean, I know going through the schooling you would be under clinical supervision, but once you're in practice, it's also very important to continue that clinical supervision. You know what? I'm not opening up my practice no more. Not private. I'm gonna go with a big firm.
And it's
What do you guys
important that
think?
you practice your own
Well, what should I do?
self-care.
What do you guys think I should do?
Well, I think there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages, and the advantages are you can probably make your own hours to some extent.
I like
And-
that stuff. I like a lot of the positives in it. But there's just a
it's gonna
few of them that
cost a lot of money. You have to find a space. You have to get
yeah,
all
the
the
first
office
couple
supplies.
years that's going to be very kind of challenging and difficult.
Yeah.
So I need savings to kind of, you know,
yeah.
endure that.
Maybe as like a future endeavor, but I think starting out, like, you should probably start kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I
under
think so
somebody
too.
else, kinda
Under
gain the
just
experience
to get
and-
gain experience, get myself situated, get a better understanding of the business aspects too, because I've never run business, so it's not just about I could be a great counselor and I could be very therapeutic and help many people, but I also have to know how to run my own business. I have to know how to manage my money, how to manage my time,
Do your payroll if you have,
payroll, taxes. I
employees.
mean, this is yeah.
and yeah, you're gonna have to have people that are relying on you too. So you want to make sure it's something you want to do for at least a good amount of time until you
For
get them set up.
personally, you know what? This has really helped talking to you guys. For now, I think I will probably be leaning towards working under somebody at least for a couple of years
Yeah.
to gain experience, and then we can meet up again and have this discussion
absolutely.
in a couple of years.
That sounds good. Thanks for coming to
Yeah.
us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for opening up.
Thanks.